Welcome back to Battlefront News. DICE have been very reclusive recently, hinting nothing, but I think we may have just seen DICE experimenting a bit for Battlefront with Battlefield. The latest DLC, Last Stand, is very, very futuristic. We have minigun drones, hover tanks, railguns, and all sorts of futuristic gizmos that they think are going to be a cool idea for the next Battlefield. The DLC was not developed by DICE Stockholm, meaning it's unlikely that this is going to be representative of what Battlefront is going to look like. However, it does still show us that it's possible in the Frostbite engine. Of course, at this stage, some of the details regarding the weapons and tanks, and all that sort of stuff in the new Last Stand DLC are subject to change. However, I would say that it looks pretty final product so far. So the main thing to look at here is the hover tank. It's very, very similar to the tanks from Star Wars Battlefront. The tanks hover through what looks like pressure vents under the vehicles, so not entirely similar to Star Wars, but at least a good start. The mechanics of the tank also work in a similar way, with the weapon being mostly front mounted, forcing you to move the entire tank to face and attack targets. This, in my opinion, is a major problem with most tanks in games at the moment. The tank should be fantastic anti-armor and okay at attacking infantry. In Battlefield, the speed of turret rotation and just how damn easy it is to move around in the tank has made it the ultimate infantry killing vehicle. This wasn't like this in Battlefront. Sure, the tanks were powerful, but they were never crazy. The new DLC has rectified this. The tanks are more like Battlefront's tanks were, perhaps even less powerful. So that's kind of a look, guys, at what the hover tanks are like. It should be cool to see them try repulsor lift vehicles in Battlefront, and I hope that they refine some of the effects a bit more when they do.
The Emperor's fleet has arrived.
You have lured the Emperor to us. When do we strike?
I did not summon him. His spies followed you here.
Moving on, we have something way, way more futuristic. Well, maybe it's not as futuristic as pointless hovering 62-ton tanks, but I continue nonetheless. The new spammy, OP, McBlowy-uppy railgun is very cool. I've actually got a video in the works at the moment going over some weapon ideas I have for Battlefront, so look out for that, in which I talk about railguns. But for now, let's just quickly go over the railgun in the Last Stand DLC. The new railgun is a radical new weapon. I would like to see it in Battlefront, but not as powerful as this. From the gameplay we've seen from Last Stand, it one-shots heli pilots, absolutely annihilates infantry, and can even hold its own against tanks. Now, I'm all for multi-role weaponry, but this is friggin' ridiculous. I would like to see them use or attempt to use some of the effects and ideas they've come up with in Battlefront, but of course, I don't want it to be too much like Battlefield, so a laser gun will be good enough for me. Finally, the last James Bond gadget on our agenda is the crazy minigun drone. It's found on the map. Take note, DICE Stockholm. All OP, crazy-ass weapons should be on map, or at least the ammunition for them should be. This is how Halo worked. It worked fantastically well. You could get a crazy overpowered rocket launcher or a crazy overpowered energy sword, but you had to work for it. And you didn't just get it from a stupid airdrop or by sitting in a corner and killing people over and over again. You actually had to fight tooth and nail to get the overpowered weapons, which is how Battlefront should be. You should have to fight for it and then obviously get rewarded with a ridiculously powerful killing machine. I've kind of sidetracked talking about the drone a bit here because I can't be asked to talk about it. It's a nice minigun drone, that's about it. I didn't know what to do or talk about past this point. I think I've already made the idea and point that they're good at making futuristic things, but they definitely need to tread carefully. Let's end the video before we ramble here, so if you liked this video, had any ideas, or just wanted to be cool, then there is a glorious little comment box below where you can voice your opinions and start some flame war or another. Anyway, that's it for this video, so I'll be seeing you as soon as possible for the next video, going over some Star Wars Battlefront weapon ideas I have. And on top of this, I also have a top secret Uber Pro video into works that's actually going to be part of a series. I'll leave that to guesswork for now, but I'll try to leave you guys with a little bit of a hint. It will be quite radical. There you go. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you.